There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. Now, just got to figure out how. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna wait a few minutes before we get started. Okay. Hey, I think I have everything set up the way I want it. So I got my here. I don't think y'all should be able to look at my face. Okay. Let me pull up the recipe. This is my first attempt of making uh a it is a Indian dish. I had looked this up. This was another one that we thought of. And this one is interesting because it doesn't seem too hard, but it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of elements. So what we're making today is uh, they tell a whole story. It has a whole story about it, but it's called spicy Indian butter chicken. And so it's spicy Indian butter before, but I saw it really good. I don't know if y'all can really see that. That's how it looks, man. It looks really good. So that's what we're gonna attempt to make. I had spent the morning prepping everything, so a lot of the stuff that I have now is like pretty good to go with it. So what we have right now is this is the ingredients, right? So we got 2 pounds of chicken, boneless chicken, breast or thighs cut into bite-sized chunks. I already did that, but I only did one. I did 1 pound, a quarter cup of Greek yogurt. So for 87 cents, you can go to your neighborhood Kroger and get you some yogurt. I got two of them just in case I needed them. Okay. We got uh minced or grated garlic. That I don't know. I don't know. See this one. I don't know. But I got the minced or grated. I ended up grating it, so it's right here. We got it right here, and then we got fresh grated ginger, which I also have. Give me a second. Okay, so here's your ginger right here, and then here's the chicken. I already did it, cut it up, and everything, so it doesn't taste. It don't take a long time to cook it. You got table 2 tablespoons of Marcella, which I have it right here. Uh, Also 2 teaspoons of cumin. Also cayenne pepper, kosher salt, extra virgin olive oil, which I have over there ready to go. We also have the salted butter. I don't know where I put it at, but it's right here. And then you gotta have onions chopped right here in this contraption. Uh, Coconut milk. So we got some coconut milk. Cilantro in the refrigerator, roughly chopped. That just means you just also steamed rice, which is already made, and also naan. I never heard of this, but they had it at Kroger, and I think you can get a cheaper. I got this one because I didn't know what it was. So it looks like Greek bread to me, but who knows? All right, so we're gonna make this Indian dish. We got our bowl right here with the chicken. And safety first. Let me go grab my gloves real quick. And while I grab my gloves, there's a concert tonight, and it's like Wu-Tang. They're on the final chamber tour. I think that's what it's called. And they are stopping in Houston, Texas today. I'm not sure if I'm going or not. Let's see what Game Time says on the ticket prices, but I don't know. So let's see here. Because I put on my gloves. I think I chose like dishes that are hands-on. Okay. And I have a thing about touching food. I don't really like touching the food and stuff. Okay. Right? Like so. And we got Some more stuff here. Got one more glove to, and then the thing that sucks is that these gloves are large, but my hands are pretty big. Okay. Open your legs. Let me take a look in there. Okay, so we got the chicken. We're gonna start adding the ingredients to the chicken. Okay. So in this bowl, I need a spoon. I'm here to get a spoon. I gotta remind you that I've never made Indian food, so I don't know how it's supposed to taste. So hopefully it tastes. I mean, I guess if I like it, that means it might taste good, but I don't know. We're gonna add this in here. So I knew I was gonna. And this one was left over from the Italian dish I made last week. So I thought I had enough, but I said, let me just get one more just in case. And here it is. Okay. All right. So here's the Greek yogurt. We're gonna put it in here like so. And you gotta get the unsweetened Greek yogurt. Don't try to be fancy and get like the, the strawberry one. No, just regular, unsweetened, non-fat yogurt because you want to stay healthy. Okay, so we're gonna add this. We're gonna add the ginger. We're gonna add the masala. We're gonna add adding the garlic. And as I calculated, this meal should only cost you about $18.50 for 2 servings for 2 people. You're gonna put all the good stuff in here. Like I'm black, I don't really need a measuring this. Then we're gonna do oh, almost forgot the cumin. I gotta get the cumin. The cumin, I used to call it something else because I like to phonetically smell stuff, and I found out I wasn't saying it right. And somebody corrected me, and I said, "Oh shoot, I've been saying it wrong this whole time." It's cumin, Cin, not the other one. Okay, so use the cumin, and okay, and then we're gonna also add the salt. So we're not gonna put a lot of salt in here, but we're gonna use the sea salt, and we're gonna toss this together. Okay, so all right, and what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna let this sit for a minute, okay? Because you gotta let this sit. It's almost like I was gonna do it, but then it took away from the presentation of actually making it. So you want to. All right. You paying attention, Miss T? Are you in the kitchen with the same thing, getting ready to do yours? And shout out to Miss T with the T. Make sure uh, if you're watching the replay or whatever and you're wondering who she is, it's Miss T with the T. She's on here. She does a morning show Monday through Friday from 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be 8:15 Central Time, which is my time zone. You can check her out, and then her show's real dope. And you can also check out her website, which is Miss T with the T .online. Okay, hands real quick. But it should be looking like this right now. See that? Okay, so let me go wash my hands real quick. Okay, so we put those ingredients in there. You're making a dish too? Do you have something to sip on? Okay. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do next. While you're sitting here, look, make sure you watch this real quick for me. I'm gonna set up my oil with a large skillet. We're gonna add this until it's about 2 minutes. Oh no, I already did all that, so we don't gotta worry about that. Okay, well, no, okay, so I already did the chicken, so we don't have to do that. All right, so all right, so you don't skip the step. What you're gonna do with the chicken is you're gonna sear it first, chop it up, and then this is when you're gonna make this. You're gonna remove it from the skillet, and then you're gonna put it on a plate or a bowl or whatnot, and that's what you're gonna do. And then so uh, with the skillet, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the onion and cook that for 5 minutes. But we got to cut it first. So while this is waiting, let me pull out the onions. I already poured the garlic and everything in here, and the ginger and all that good stuff. So all that's already in here, but I'm telling you what you have to do. And we're gonna get okay. So we just need the all right. Let me get all the veggies out. We already have the onions already chopped for your convenience. And if you don't like chopping, all you have to do is get you one of these things right here. Get one of these, and it'll chop everything for you. They'll probably call you a cheat, but who cares? Because I still got to cut this. Okay. So they said to cut this. This is okay. Hold on. We need the onions, and then we need the. Okay. So we're gonna. I don't think I have to use a lot of this. So we're gonna use that. And put that up. And we're gonna cut this. Cut that up. Okay. So we got this. It does, right? Like the ingredients. I'm kind of shocked because I don't, like I said, I've never eaten Indian food before. So it's kind of like learning about the ingredients that go into some of this stuff isn't really crazy. It's pretty normal. I saw the video on how the person made it, and they used their hands a lot. I don't know if that's the right way or wrong way, but he was Hindu. So, God dang. All right. So we got all this. Okay, give me 1 second. Oh, I don't want the battery to cut off on you. There it is. All right. Pretty much. We're going to take this over to the stove real quick. All right. So while we're doing this, I'm prepping for the stove right now. And what we're going to do is we are going to put the olive oil in here. And then I'm going to move the camera from over here. Follow me now while we do this. Here's the stove. Okay, so we're going to move everything over here. So the first thing that goes is the onions. Okay. You're going to let these cook for about 5 minutes. All right. So all we're going to do is we're going to drop these holes like this, open it up. Okay. All right. So we drop that in there. And then let's see what else we need. We're going to let that cook for 5 minutes. All right. So we're going to put it on a medium heat. And you do it with olive oil. I'm just following these directions because I usually cook with grapeseed oil. But because for purposes that I'm trying to follow the directions on the menu and not blackify the dish. I'm gonna use the olive oil. This is where the butter is gonna come in. So gonna let that cook for a little bit, right? So wow, that is cooking. So Miss T, what is it still raining out there in Indiana? That was a tough loss yesterday, with Indiana losing to OKC. Now they're going back to OKC. I think this playoffs may be one of the best playoffs that I mean, not playoffs, but finals that I've ever seen. The reason why because it's two mid-market teams, like mid to small market teams. I don't like to ever call Indianapolis like a small town, even though it's a small. Well, it's considered a mid town, a mid major town, but uh, the hold on, let me put this on. Okay. So it's considered like a mid town or whatever, but it's more like y'all have everything. Y'all got an NBA team, y'all got an NFL team, y'all got the Indy 500. Like y'all got a lot going on over there. So it's like it's not. There's cities that are bigger than your city that don't have none of that. So like the only thing they probably have is like small baseball teams or farm teams or they don't have nothing major. So that's what the complaint is about. They're saying that it was the viewership was real low, but I don't believe that. I think that people those aren't actual basketball fans. Those are fly by night fans. They're just fans of whatever's big at the time. So it would have made more sense if like Durant was in finals or Steph Curry or LeBron James or. But now you got virtually two teams of virtually unknowns. But to be fair, both teams got somebody with a ring. So they got Caruso with Oklahoma City. He won a ring with the Lakers in 2020. And then you got Siakam. I think he got his ring with Toronto, either Toronto or Miami, one of the two. But got to be fair about this, you know. So while this is cooking, when you see the onions over there, they're cooking. We're gonna let them cook for a little bit. We're gonna let them cook. Okay. So while this is going on, we are waiting. Cool thing is I can see what's happening over there over here. Make sure it's not burning or anything like that. But I have it on medium, and it looks like it's doing pretty good, right? All right. So I'm excited about that. I was waiting for that to after 12 o'clock, so I don't look like no. All right. So all right. So All right. I'm gonna do a quick share real quick. Okay. Okay. I was trying to share it. Okay, so I just shared. All right. Let's go take a look at what's going on over there real quick. It's sprinkling right now, Miss T. Okay. All right. It's raining right now. It's not. It's not. It's not raining right now. It's kind of. I'm still trying to learn this StreamYard stuff. But yeah, it's sprinkling. No, it was. It's just humid out here. It's just the air is mad wet, but it's not. It's not sprinkling. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So we're still waiting for this. Okay. So we're gonna add the butter. We're gonna add some more cumin. We're gonna add some cumin. Uh, Salt, pepper. Okay. So let me move this over here. Okay. Yeah, this is coming out. This is coming out really good. Okay, I got the rice cooking over here real quick. I'll add the butter. We're gonna add this. Okay, so while we go back over here, we're gonna add this. Okay. Then we're gonna add the spices. We add the spices. Dang. All right. Real talk, it does smelling kind of hopeful. So we're gonna add the cumin. We're gonna add the cayenne. I'm a big fan of cayenne. We're gonna get some salt and some pepper. We like to call it pepper. All right, so we got the pepper. All right, so we got all that in there. Stir that up a little bit. We'll let this cook for about a minute. Next up is the tomato paste. So we're gonna do the tomato paste. I gotta cut it out. You can get this tomato paste for about $1 at Kroger. Or if you're in the area that got a HE, don't like the that is a lot of people there. Ain't a lot of people at Kroger. Okay. Ooh wee. This is some real paste right here, right? Okay, so we're gonna put this tomato paste in here. So how this is all coming out. It's smelling mad hopeful, man. I'm haven't burnt nothing. Okay, so we're gonna stir the like I told you, if it's like on a date night and your date's like sitting there and they want to look at you cook, which I still think it's weird, but hey, this is like when I look at the presentation of it, it looks pretty nice. Okay. Okay. Ooh wee. Okay, this is what it's looking like so far. Okay. With the tomato paste, onions, and that green stuff. So that's gonna cook for a minute, for a little bit. Okay, so it's telling me to add a can of of coconut milk, but I think okay. So the unsweetened coconut milk. So if it's a can, I'm looking up the. Am I the only person that always do that? Like, if you're not familiar with something, you smell it first just to see. Okay. So I'm gonna dictate like a can is two of these, 2 cups of these, pretty much. We're gonna play this by ear. So while that's cooking, I'm gonna turn down the heat. We're gonna put 2 of these in here. Okay, so we turned it down. Okay. Let me stir that up a little bit. I think we're done with that. You gonna smell it too, right? Like I thought it was just me that did that because I was like, I I think I've only had coconut milk in a drink in Hawaii. So we're gonna stir all this up. Looking like or ooh, it's turning thick. It almost is getting thick like some of these BBLs out here. Okay. Okay. So this is still going. Now remember, you already cooked the chicken, okay? So the chicken's sitting on standby. What I'm gonna do right now, while this is, I'm gonna put another half of butter. As soon as I figure out where I put it. Oh, so that is supposed to get thick. So what we're gonna do is we're only gonna add this much butter. Not a lot. Might seem like a lot, but it's not. Thick. 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 She says I like it thick. I stutter because she's thick. Thick. Okay. Now, since I'm only cooking for myself, if you're cooking for two and you're trying to warm everything up real quick, I'm cooking for one, so I'm using a smaller skillet. Let me throw this in the trash. We're gonna turn this fire on over here a little low, okay? And what we're gonna do is add this concoction that we already did into this. So since I don't have to cook it all, I'm just gonna put a little bit in there. Save me some for later. Pour a little bit of Put a little bit of sunshine on here, okay? Turn this on real low. Continue to stir like so. Okay. You're gonna turn on your oven to about 350. Because what you're gonna do with that while everything's still cooking, well, we'll say yeah, I'm gonna put it on 350 so give it time. So this is what they look like. This is the naan, right? Before I put it in here. Spray that real quick. I'm gonna drop that. We need to get this thick. 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 Okay. And then over here, now towards the end, you're gonna turn up the fire a little bit so you see that it almost feels like I'm cooking Italian because of all the steam. But this is Indian food. The chicken look good though, right? Okay. We're letting that cook. Letting that cook. You hear that? You hear that sizzling? What do you think is going? What do you think it's going to look like? You think it's going to look good? You think it's gonna look good? All right. I think I have everything done. Got my drink right here. I'm gonna let you smell it. Okay. All this stuff in the trash. So the prep time and everything should take 30 minutes. If you're just trying to cook it real close. We're almost done. So we're gonna go back over here. Okay. All right. Okay. Are we ready? Are we ready? Okay. So we're gonna come back over here. I'm gonna show you this real bit. Okay. All right. So we have this. So this is the chicken. Oh, this smells heavenly. I'm not gonna hold you. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh Lord. Let's see. Mm. You there, Miss T with the T? Okay. Okay. Okay, people. This is there's the dish. It's on a bed of rice. Let's see the chicken. Soft. You see that? Okay. Thank you. Okay. So here we go. Oh, before I do that, let me do this for Tik. Let me do the video for TikTok real quick. For those that missed out. Look at that. That's the naan bread. I'm calling it bread. I followed the directions to the T. So look at that. See, Miss T, the only thing that's in here is cayenne. There's no cheese. Okay. So now we're gonna have to taste and see if this is what it was all it was meant to be. Took about 30 minutes to make. It might take a little bit longer if you prep, but if you prep, that's a conversational piece while you're prepping. You don't even see the time on it. Then the cooking part, roughly about 30 minutes with cooking the chicken and everything. Taste this. It does smell good. Wow. Mm. This is. Mm. I'm gonna have to call my homeboy Poppy and tell him I'm gonna stop by his house and make him taste this. Here y'all. You want to bite? Take one more bite. Mm. Mm. Okay. I was savoring that. This is really good. This is. Hold on. So you're supposed to eat it with this? Mm. This is it. This is it. This is definitely it. Thank you. Thank you again. You gotta come up with another one. I won't be back to the end of June because I have events coming up next Saturday. But this is really really fun to try stuff that I've never made before, and this is like is really really dope. I'm really enjoying this. Okay, so again, this is what they call this is an Indian dish. Hold on, let me go back to it. It is called the spicy Indian butter chicken. It is spicy, but it's not too spicy. It's just the cayenne and the butter, as you saw, what I used for the chicken and the recipe demanded for it. Tomato, tomato paste. But it tastes. It looks like it could be an Italian dish, but it tastes doesn't taste like an Italian dish. If that makes any sense. So again, thank you guys again for tuning in. Thank you, Ms. T, for the support, and we'll be chopping it up soon. Mm, I need an outro song. I'll see y'all later. Mm-mm. Take these gloves off. Mm.